Today we are going to solve a big problem in music. Far too many people have never really listened to Gentle Giant. and they are my favorite band, and I think they just have some of the best and most interesting commercially produced music of the last 50 years. Truly astonishing musicianship. And I know that there are people out there who just would absolutely love this music if they just had a way in, like someone to lead them into the water and show them around. So I thought it'd be cool to make some new playlists where I could kind of imagine you came over to my house and I just said, let's dive into Gentle Giant. So I put together a playlist called Gentle Giant 101. And I'm hoping to do some more of these playlists for other artists as well. But Make Weird Music is kind of built on a foundation of Gentle Giant, King Crimson, Frank Zappa, The Residents, and then some other bands that have heavy influence, Steve Vai or Jethro Tull, or I don't know, there's like a million artists, and we don't need to go there. Anyway, so that sort of like builds the foundation of the music for me. And I really would love for people to know and love Gentle Giant the way that I know and love Gentle Giant. So I put together this playlist, like I said, called Gentle Giant 101. And essentially, the playlist starts with their most accessible, easiest stuff to get into. And then it gets into some of their weirder stuff at the bottom of the playlist. So to me, these are like the 25 essential Gentle Giant songs. So Gentle Giant was like a band that existed from 1970 to 1980. They made, I don't know, something like 10 albums, but really there's like 4, 5, maybe 6 in the middle of those that are just unbelievable. And so most of the music that you see will come from this handful of items, of albums that I think are just peak music. So we start out with some selections from Freehand, Power and the Glory, uh, Playing the Fool, which is a live album, and The Missing Piece. To me, these first 5 songs are like the easiest Gentle Giant songs for someone who's interested in, let's call it complex music. I call it weird music just because it's outside the boundaries of what people would normally expect from rock. And Gentle Giant is certainly a rock band, but they're famous for sort of incorporating like medieval sound or early music. For example, Kerry Minnear, the keyboard player, and Ray Shulman, the bassist, who wrote a majority of the music. I've spoken to Kerry, and they both were so influenced by early composers from the 1200s, 1400s, 1600s. And so there's a lot of like classic compositional stuff going on with classic instruments. And nearly everyone in the band, I'm sure everyone, was a multi instrumentalist. So when you watched Gentle Giant perform live, they were literally rotating instruments. Like John Weathers would come out from behind the drums and play the vibes, and Kerry Minnear would come out from behind the keyboards and play a recorder or a cello, and Gary Green would put down the guitar and he'd start playing a recorder, and Ray Shulman would drop the bass and he would go play violin. Derek Shulman he played a variety of different instruments as well. He's the singer. And so this band is just like so diverse and so surprising, and they were really a formidable band to have as an opener, because from what I've heard, they kind of spoiled the audience with such high expectations and high levels of musicianship that the headlining acts, they had a hard time following Gentle Giant. So let's just take a brief walk through this playlist. This song, Just the Same. Well, actually, before we go in, You'll notice a lot of these are from Steven Wilson's remixes. Now, some people are like true preservationists and purists, and they're like, oh, I don't listen to the Steven Wilson stuff. But to me, especially if you're new to Gentle Giant, the Steven Wilson remixes are true multi-track remixes that preserve the original intent of the original mix. But it sounds a lot more modern, and it sounds cleaner, and to me, much better, much more pleasing, and way less old sounding. Not that something sounding old is bad, but if you're just getting into this music, I think having a fresh, modern sound does make a difference. That being said, if you're not into remixes, the original versions are all on the streaming networks as well. So we start with the Steven Wilson remix of a song called Just the Same, which is just an awesome, heavy, upbeat rock track. So yeah, like happy, upbeat, easy to get into, cool groove, multiple instruments going on, awesome. And then this song, The Power and the Glory, was a single that was released with the album, The Power and the Glory, but is not actually on the album, The Power and the Glory. So when the album came out again, like reissues and remixes and whatever, they added this as the single. I think it was a B-side to, I don't remember. I'm not like a total musicologist. I just love music. Anyway, The Power and the Glory is another really easy pop track to get into. Let's take a quick listen. So great. Oh my goodness, it's such a great song. Okay, so that whole album is just amazing. And it's pretty twisted. So if you're into like kind of dark, crazy music, you'll really like The Power and the Glory. So the next thing is Freehand Live, which is a song from the album Freehand, but it's them performing it live. And it's a really cool track, and they make it so funky performing it live. Like the album, I feel like they did a good job on the album performing it, but they refined it and really got a groove going on when they played it live. seriously, listen to that. It's like got this twisted piano thing going on. How cool is that? And it just evolves from there, and then it goes into this real funky guitar solo section later. Oh man, so great. Okay, so the next track is called For Nobody, and this is from an album called The Missing Piece, which is really like a divisive album. It's kind of where I'm sort of making things up here a little bit, but I think they were hoping for more commercial success, and they were told, write some music that maybe is a little more normal that you could dance to. This was the 70s after all, and Derek Shulman ended up becoming a world famous record executive, so I think he could sniff out that people wanted some more straightforward music. So this song For Nobody is a pretty straightforward rock song, but I just wanted to have something from The Missing Piece because they recently remixed it, and it's really a cool song. So yeah, it's got that real, I don't know, I think of Jethro Tull actually, but it's got a really great rock pushing forward vibe. Now this next song playing the game is the song I grew up with. This is the song that made me fall in love with Gentle Giant as a kid. So this isn't like sophisticated or anything. It's not weird or crazy. It's just a great rock song. And it's one of the first riffs I ever learned on guitar. So it has a sentimental meaning for me, but it's also a great song. So check it out. Even their straightforward stuff has syncopation and just so much to latch onto as someone who loves like just music that paints a picture. So after playing the game, things start getting a little bit different in this playlist. So this next track is called I Lost My Head. It's pretty out there. The album Interview is a concept album where they're being interviewed by a press journalist to talk about their music, and they can't explain it. It's a really interesting concept, but let's listen to a little bit of I Lost My Head.
say I lost my head.
There's so much compositional stuff I've stolen from this song, seriously. And then at the end, you just wouldn't believe the direction it goes in.
Everything's true, but everything lies. It's so hard to try to explain it. It doesn't matter, it happened anyway. And for the time of someone else might, I go on, won't try to contain it. They'll never show it, could finish any day.
Yeah. Okay, so this next track is called Talybont, and it's like the first song that really, in this playlist, gets into the sort of medieval sounds and instrumentation. So let's check this one out. So yeah, it's just beautiful music, and later on you can hear like electric guitar and all this stuff. I just love the way that they incorporated this sort of older sound, very British, but this older kind of music with modern rock instruments and context. Okay, Think of Me with Kindness might be the most beautiful rock ballad ever. I don't know. It should have been a massive hit, and plenty of people have covered it because it's so beautiful. But to me, this is like Paul McCartney's Yesterday. Like, this is the functional equivalent of Yesterday, and it's just so gorgeous. A Carrie Minier piece. Let's check that out.
Why am I using words no more to say without you? Close the door, put out the lights and go. Late the night, in the night your shadow falls between us. Nevermore, I'll never know. There, memories of sorrow when there's no tomorrow. Sleep while the sweet sorrow wakes my daydream. Sleep while you think of me with kindness. Please remember former days. Sweet the song that once we sang, but silent parting ways. And you know, and you know, and you know, long ago when first we made our promise, empty words, I wonder did you know?
I'm starting to tear up. Which is crazy, but I've heard the song a million times, and it's just so beautiful. You'll see lots of grown men crying if you get to see that song performed live. Yeah, okay. Pull it together. No, this is not a YouTube trick. Man, that song just gets me. Okay, this next one is also incredibly beautiful. Another Carrie Minier track. And Carrie just has this soft voice, which you just heard. And this song, His Last Voyage, is like, man, it brings together so much of what makes Gentle Giant so unique. And let's just listen. seriously, how unbelievable is that? Like, you're just not going to hear this kind of music anywhere, especially from a rock band. And then we have the opening track to the album In a Glass House, which starts out with this very like Pink Floyd-esque with the cash register thing, but this is about breaking glass. But this song, The Runaway, is really nutso. This is where the playlist starts to get much less nice and easygoing. So all of these songs are, 6, 7, 8 minutes long. So like what you hear in the first 60 to 90 seconds is not necessarily representative of the rest of the track.
All thoughts are scarred with the prison cell, and freedom seems like freedom's hell.
I hope you like vibes, because there's plenty of them in Gentle Giant. All right, this next track is called The Advent of Panurge, which is like one of their most powerful songs. And this is from the album Octopus, which I think was perhaps their most famous album. I think their biggest sales one. It had a few hits, and this track, Advent of Panurge, is definitely a fan favorite. Just super powerful. Listen.
Coming over Chariton Bridge. Look, do you see the man who is poor but rich? What do you wish and where do you go? Where'd you go? Where are you? Where you from? Will you tell me your name? Rest a while, call me your friend. Please stay with me, I'd like to help. Then he said, how can I speak when I'm dry? How can I speak when I'm dry? So bring me aid and I'll answer your dear friend in need. I'd like your help. Please take me home. I'll stay with you. my friend. Look at my friend. Look all round you. Look at my friend. Take all round you. Look at my friend. Look all round you. Hey, friend. Look at my friend.
Man, this music, it takes me in, and I hope you feel the same thing listening to it. Okay, let's check out the next track, On Reflection, which is from Freehand.
In my way did I use you? Do you think I really abused you? On reflection now, it doesn't matter. How can you say I made you? Give me more than anyone else do. Can't say it now. And you say it now.
It's my act as my calling. I stand exactly the falling. Different ways of falling. Can never be the same way. They say way as I came and went. I tried to remember you. Still you stay tied in your way. Changing times, watching the signs. How could you see what you want to be? Now, on reflection, change force all around, 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 all around.
So, Gentle Giant would do these things. They would do this live. There were 4 or 5 guys at the mics, and they would just all be singing these multi-part vocal things, and it was incredible. So what you're hearing on this record, yes, there's multiple layers of multi-tracked vocals, but they did this live, and it's incredible. Go watch live performances of On Reflection. But I'll skip forward a little bit in this track.
And you forget change.
All around, 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 all remember the good things. How can you forget all the years that we shared in our way? Things were changing my life, taking your place in my life, and our time drifting away. Oh, remember the good things. How can you forget all the years?
So beautiful. And then it turns into like a rock song at the end.
Were changing.
Best drum fill. It's all this polyphony. It's just so wonderful. I hope your brain is just eating this up like mine is. Okay, this next track is such like a heavy blues song. Gentle Giant had a lot of very deep bluesy kind of things going on, and this song Wreck is from an early album called Acquiring the Taste. And if you look at the cover, it looks like, well, it is exactly what you think it is. They were acquiring the taste for dealing with record executives, so yeah.
The ships rising up from the sea to the sky crying, hey, yeah, hold on. Just one sorry scream and a desperate cry crying, hey, yeah, hold on. Their lives passed before them before they died. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah.
Such a cool track. Oh my goodness. All right, the next one is more of that medieval stuff, Raconteur Troubadour. I'll let you go discover that on your own. But the one after that, Experience. This track blew my mind. The more I listened to it, the more I thought about it. There is just so much craziness going on.
Once I was a boy, an innocent delight from my role in it. This will play my game, and anyone a clown or foil for myself. The harmless affairs, and no one seemed to care for any meaning. My life was my own. The debt I paid it only to myself. How can it be so shallow and short-sighted? These years pass me by to realize the folly of these unripe years.
Yeah, so good. It took me forever to realize what was going on in that song. Actually, I made a video of myself playing both the bass and the guitar part on one guitar. So early Make Weird music, back when I had basically zero charisma in front of the camera, but I knew how to play guitar. Okay, the next track is called Aspirations. That's another slow, soft, mellow track. It's got some odd moments. I actually performed that one live with Mike Keneally, Andy West, Gary Green on guitar, and Malcolm Mortimer on drums, and a few other friends who were there on the stage. So that song has a lot of special meaning to me. Pantagruel's Nativity is kind of like a old synthy, interesting track. Definitely getting into the weirder side of things. The track Schooldays is also kind of wild. There's a lot going on with this one. Nobody does this. Just wait till the vocals come in.
The bell rings, all things calling, the days pass, the place comes. Remember September, when we were together, together, together. School days, the happy days when we were going away. School time, the happy time when we were feeling okay.
So good. Gets a little dark and dreary in the middle too. So I think you could start hearing where make weird music comes into play, and why Gentle Giant is so core to the channel. This next track, So Sincere, is the most ridiculous, twisty, turny, angular rock song I had ever heard, basically, and for 20, 30 years of my life.
Here, he'll do it all for you. You will see it. Wise and knowing what to do, what to be, and every word is lies. He only tells the truth, or he means it. Me.
Seriously, what is going on? Later on. I don't even know how Gary Green soloed over this stuff. It's just so out there. All right, these next few tracks are, I think, the most odd of Gentle Giant's repertoire. Well, it starts with a track called Interview from the album Interview. This album Interview is kind of the end of their really strange music. So then we've got Cogs and Cogs, which I have no idea how anyone wrote this song. Seriously, totally insane. Okay, so this song, Knots, is like classic. It's a classic Gentle Giant tune. It probably should be higher in the playlist, but it's so strange that I moved it near the bottom. But it's like, if there is a song that has the multi-part vocal stuff that is truly mind-blowing, and any vocal group, is going to cover a song, it's this one, because it's just, I think it was so innovative for the time. I still really haven't heard anything like it, so let's check it out. It's called Knots.
All in all, each man in all men, and all men in each man. He can see, she can see, she can see whatever. You may know what I don't know, that I don't know, but I can tell you so you will. Tell me all man in all men in each man. Can she can see whatever. You may know what I don't know, but I can tell you so you will have to tell me all. It hurts him to think that she is hurting her by him. To think that she thinks he is hurt by me. Making her feel guilty and hurting him by her.
If somebody walked in on you listening to this, like if you're a totally well-adjusted normal person, or if that person is completely normal and they walk into a room with this playing, they would say, "What's the matter with you?" It's like, in the context, it makes perfect sense. But just like listening to this objectively is like, what?
She wanted him to hurt, he wanted her to him to get him to get to her. She wanted him to get her. She pretends.
Okay, and if any of you have teenagers who listen to Trevor Scott, this next track, Proclamation, was actually sampled by Trevor Scott. I think also by Kanye West. Kind of nuts. It's called Proclamation. This is the first track on The Power and the Glory. I think there's a little intro.
May not have.
Okay.
You may not have all you want, all you need, all that you've had has been due to my hand. It can change, it can stay the same. Who can say, who can make their claim? Situation we are in at this time, neither a good one, nor is it so unblessed. It can change, it can stay the same. I can say, I can make my claim. Help, 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 help.
So cool. And then it gets... Why not throw a completely chromatic 16th note based riff, right? Ready for this? Are those even chords? X flat. What are these chords? See? And then they get right back into the funk. It's such an incredible band. All right, these last two are the real, probably the most out Gentle Giant songs in the catalog. And Inmate's Lullaby and Design. Design is my favorite Gentle Giant song. And I think several members in the band told me in an interview I did with them, I'm probably the only person in the world who feels this way. Even among the band. I don't think it's a favorite. But if this music does interest you, we have several interviews with Gentle Giant, with the living members, and we've got just a bunch of Gentle Giant related content on the channel. So yeah, they're just awesome. And it's never been, other than them not playing since 1980, it's really never been a better time to be a Gentle Giant fan, because they keep re-releasing this new music with remixes, and they're putting out music videos. In fact, my wife and I performed in one of they had like a fan video playing the song Proclamation. So check that out on the Gentle Giant YouTube channel. Okay, Inmate's Lullaby is really nuts. I'll only play a short thing.
Talk to all my funny friends, and here I was told to rest while I am not quite clear. Eating flowers growing in a garden where there are tasty tulips, and I don't care if I wet my trousers. There was no time I had nowhere else to go. Nowhere else could I find. I heard someone saying, I think he'll be staying maybe for a long time. Why does everybody else think that I'm mad? I heard someone saying, I think he'll be staying maybe for a long time, and that I'm mad. I was told to.
Yeah, so good. Okay, this song Design.
How would you describe? He sits and he thinks about all he's done in life. I'm now an old man, what have I been in life? What did I do? Had no end to aspire to.
So that's pretty cool. And then it goes into this.
In my day, had to have certain future, but now you can do as you like. All that I might have wanted, seeking what you're after, but not for me.
and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and hey, boy, everything may come to me. Hey, my way, Johnny, up and
This ending is so epic.
All that I might. All that I might. All that I might. All that I might. Years drift by, never for me.
Yeah. That feels good. Feels good to get that out of my system. That feels like a true sharing experience of the genius of Gentle Giant, from the easiest stuff to listen to the hardest stuff to listen to. That's just 25 songs, and I'd wager they have double that in terms of like essential music to listen to. But I didn't want to make, 4 hours of music or whatever. I just hope that this was helpful for any of you who are interested in getting into Gentle Giant or looking for something new and different to check out. I do plan on making these same kinds of videos for King Crimson and Jethro Tull and Frank Zappa, and the list goes on. The Residents, of course, because I think a lot of people know the names of these artists, especially if you're into like weird music. But I don't think anybody's really there to handhold and guide through the catalog. I could tell you I could use that for Cardiacs. I've tried and it's not clicked with me. So I would love if somebody just walked me through, start here, and then it gets gradually a little stranger. But anyway, if you found this video helpful, fun, interesting, whatever, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And I'd love for you to share it with your friends. Honestly, like, my goal is to get more people listening to Gentle Giant and other amazing artists. And hopefully, if you don't know Gentle Giant already, this video can help make you a convert. I really think they are one of the best bands of the 20th century, one of the most creative visionaries in music, at least in rock music. And I just can't say enough good about them. And I still remember, like, 20 years ago looking at the CD credits going, there's just no way I will ever be able to say thank you to these guys for the music that they had. And then in 2015, I think it was, I was able to meet most of them at this Gentle Giant event. And since then, I've been able to spend time with almost all of the living members. So I'm grateful to you and people who watch this channel for allowing it to grow big enough to make something like that happen. Yeah. All right, anyway, please subscribe if you're not already. Hit the like button so more people can hear about Gentle Giant music. And if you really dig what we're doing, we have something called Club Weird. You just click the join button below the player on YouTube. And for $3 a month, you can support what we do, because videos like this can't be monetized. And it's not that I depend on this, but it would be nice at some point. Anyway, who cares about me? Hope you enjoyed this, and check out the playlist. It's on Spotify and Apple Music, and the links to those playlists are in the video description. And if anyone else wants to make similar playlists for Tidal and other services. Just shoot me a comment, leave a link, and let me know, and I'll get it added to the video description. Thanks a lot, guys.